any way whatsoever. That's why I'm wishing him luck with his life, because I feel like he's got a lot of karma to work out. And although I've helped him with a lot of his karma, I can't keep helping him with his karma and at the same time making myself very unhappy and very unstable. I need to stay true to the spiritual light within me and within everyone. So I will continue praying for him. And I apologise for any negative videos I've put on YouTube lately, because I have put negative videos on YouTube and I have put negative comments on Facebook. But I think I was working through all this hatred towards him, which showed up. The problem is because I was with him all the time, cheating on me just made me hate him. And then obviously we sorted it out back in 2015, and then obviously he left me again, and then obviously I had more hate towards him, and then obviously he left me again, which made me hate him even more. And it was a very vicious circle of him feeding that hatred within me, and then he started to feel hatred because obviously subconsciously he picked up on that hatred from me. So it was a very negative relationship, a very negative partnership, and I have seen him as a warrior in a previous life. I'm not sure whether I've ever mentioned that, but I have seen him as a warrior in the previous life. So I think that side to him is still very much there, although he doesn't know about it because he doesn't meditate. And if you don't meditate, you don't know what your previous lives are. I think he needs to work more on improving himself, for the sake of his own happiness. Don't do it for anyone else, just do it for yourself. Because if you concentrate on the darkness, then that's all then you'll just keep travelling further and further down. And also, what you give out, you tend to attract. For instance, the man he's with now, Junior Stiletto's Marie Woodward, I think his name is. For instance, I've heard from different people that apparently he seems a bit similar to Aaron. That he seems very cocky, very. And I also know from the message that he sent me that he's got a very bad temper on him. And I'm not sure how that's going to work out between Aaron, who pushes people beyond the limit of human endurance, and someone with a very hot temper. I'm not sure how that's going to work out. I can see Aaron being physically harmed by this person, but obviously that's not for me to worry about. I need to withdraw my energy from that, because that doesn't help me keep worrying about him all the time. It doesn't help my mental state. I need to focus more collectively rather than individually on people like him. Yeah. The sun's out. It's a glorious day. I think this has been the sunniest it's been in about a month or more. Look. See. This is my friend Lee Catel's flat. Yeah. So I wish him well, and I apologise for the negative videos that I previously put on YouTube. Yeah. That's all really, and I think my life is heading in a more positive direction. I already feel much happier and much more freer, because as I said, I'm not sure whether I mentioned it previously, but when I was with Aaron, he didn't like me having any time away from him. he didn't like me. He didn't like me moving away, sleeping away from it. Like, for instance, I had to sleep with my arm around him, and this, that, and the other. And I used to find the relationship claustrophobic. I used to find that I needed some time apart sometimes. But as soon as I wanted time apart, he would insist on going back to his mum and dad's, or damaging or doing something to upset me, which he knew that would get a reaction out of me. It's very sad, really, because unless he sorts himself out, it's very sad because unless he sorts himself out, unless he rises to a more honest, more trustworthy, more caring person, unless he rises to that role, then he's always gonna gravitate towards either vulnerable men or aggressive men, or I think at the moment he's gravitating more towards aggressive men, because this junior seems quite aggressive to me from what I've heard. But I know in the past he's also gravitated towards quite weak men. I don't know if weak's the right word, because maybe compassionate and big-hearted is a better word than weak, because weak seems to suggest that they can't make their own decisions, or yeah. Anyway, I'm waffling on. So I would just like to wish him well in his happiness, and yeah, I know he's hurt me a lot, but that's life, I suppose. It's no good me worrying about it, it's no good me stressing about it, it's no good me hating him all the time. I mean, I could easily do that. I mean, it's so easy to hate him after all the things he's done to me. I mean, all I ever wanted was to be happy with him, for him to be happy in himself, and I still want him to be happy. But if I hate him, then that's just going to destroy me, isn't it? And I know so many people. I know other gay couples who have been cheated on, and they can't seem to move on. I know someone called Ryan in Malvern, and he seems to be struggling still with what's happened in his past, and I think it's really sad that that we allow ourselves to be brought down by these negative individuals, because I don't know what's happened in Aaron's past. I don't know what's made him the way he is. I know he's the youngest of 10 children, and I know a few of his family members are hard work as well, like for instance his brother Daniel and his sister Samantha. But I don't really know what his past is, what the reason that he's the way he is. Lincoln was saying about that he probably felt rejected when I wanted to go back to my home for a few days, or for a night or something, and Lincoln mentioned that rejection is a big part of his life, and he has felt rejected, and but the reality is that people do want some breathing space in a relationship. Even married couples have breathing space in relationships, and if he's looking for someone to be with that person 24 hours a day, I think he's going to struggle, because people find that very difficult, a 24-hour a day relationship. It's very intense. It can get it's very hard to be nice constantly 24 hours a day. It's very hard to say the right things. It's very hard to say the right things 24 hours a day. It's very hard not to argue 24 hours a day. It's very difficult. And that is the box that I felt I was in when I was with him. I felt I was in this box where if I argued with him, then he would leave me, and he made that clear, because every time I did argue with him, every time I said one wrong word to him, he used to leave. So I felt very trapped and very vulnerable, very trapped, yeah. Yeah. But I'm going to concentrate on the future and watch this space. Okay, love you all.